Welcome to the Essential 99 Punctuation Rules for Court Reporters, video number 36, Numbers Part 6. I'm Ken Wick. Let's get started. This video covers numbers and ebook rules 71 and 72, which are fractions and decimals. So fractions. Spell out a simple fraction. What's a simple fraction? I'll get to that. Spell out a simple fraction with a hyphen between the numerator and the denominator. That's just the number on top, the number on the bottom. Use figures for a fraction. Use figures for a fraction that is long. What is long? I'll get to that. A mixed number. I'll show you an example of that. Or a technical measurement. So let's, or maybe I should say, oh yes, there's some clarification with the hyphen. So the LMEG, GRM, CMOS, and GPO use a hyphen with all fractions that are spelled out between the numerator and numerator, like 1/2, 2/3, so that 2-3 or third, 2-third. It always uses a hyphen. The BGGP is a little different. It uses a hyphen with an adjective, that's a fraction, but no hyphen with a noun. So like a 2/3 vote, so 2/3 is actually a adjective describing this word vote. A 2/3 vote is required versus a vote, the vote was 2/3 in favor. So this is not an adjective, so it doesn't use it. So in the BGGP it says, depends if it's an adjective or noun. The LMEG and GRM, CMOS, GPO it doesn't care. If it's a fraction, it uses a hyphen, meaning it would actually use the LMEG, GRM, CMOS, and GPO would use a dash right here. So what is long? Long is basically anything, once again, going back to this 2 words rule that's spelled out. So a long is basically anything that is not a single digit over a single digit. So single digit, like 1/2, single digit, 2/3, 3/4, 8/9. Because if you think about it, these words these fractions of a single digit over a single digit can all be written with 1 word dash 1 word, 2 words. So example, so these are simple. So in parentheses right here, these are all simple fractions. Single digit over single digit. And everything after the colon, these are long digits, like 3/10, 5/16, 17 32nds, etc. Those are all long. So basically, anything that's long, anything after the colon here, we would use a figure for, and anything in the parentheses we would actually spell that out. So single digit, you route anything that's a single digit over a single digit. So some examples. We need approval of at least 2/3 of the committee. There's a fraction, since it's simple, 2/3, right? Would be how we'd write this out. So 2/3, it gets written out. I never let my gas tank drop below 1/2. It's a fraction, 1 divided by 2. But it's simple, so we write it out. The depth of the crack is 5/32nds of an inch. So this actually gets becomes figures due to 2 reasons. One, it can be thought of as long because it's not simple. It's not 1 over, 1 digit over 1 digit. It's 1 over 2. It's also a technical measurement. So either way, it gets written in figures. And this is a mixed number. A mixed number is like a whole number and followed by a fraction. So anything that has a whole number with the fraction is called a mixed number. And that always gets written out in with figures. So her child is 4.5 months old. Goes like this. decimals. Rule 72, use figures for any number expressed as a decimal. Basically has a decimal point. That's, like whole number, period, bunch of numbers. Use a cipher, a 0, when necessary, before the decimal point, except with gun calibers, or except with a gun caliber. So the LMEG, GRM, CMOS, and GPO use the cipher. I think the basic thought is if you don't have the cipher and you just have a decimal point, the decimal point can get lost in the reading. And I know going back a few rules of do you use a cipher with a dollar amount, and some said yes and some said no. I think that there are some style guides that just like to cipher, always use a cipher for consistency. But the thought is that the dollar sign, and then with no cipher, the dollar sign forces you to look at it, so you just don't read over the decimal point, or at least that's what I read. So in this case, but these references all use a cipher, the 0. That's the 0 before, just in case. And the BGGP, it's correct with or without the cipher. So some examples. At the last weight loss meeting, I lost 2.3 pounds. Once again, this is a decimal because it has the period here. 2.3, so anything that has like a period and then a number is expressed as in figures. The instructions show only to add 0.3 grams of magnesium. So once again, the question can always be, do you have this 0 here? So this is one of the common things I see, or at least written in my work, is people don't put this 0 here, called the cipher. And you're supposed to write it with a decimal. So it's 0.3, just not 0.3 grams. Once again, the reason you put in the 0 here is so people just don't read. You can imagine how you can lose sight of if there's no 0 here, that some people may just miss the period and may read it as 3. But there's no cipher with gun caliber. We found the murder weapon, a Colt 45 handgun. So, but gun calibers do not take a cipher. So that's it. Please subscribe. If you like the video, please hit like, and please buy the ebook. Thank you.